There's 3 guarantees every 4 years, all right? The Summer and Winter Olympics, our U.S. presidential election, and then the third being a Lorde album. And here we are 4 years later after her 2021 album, Solar Power, we have Virgin. I'll just say I was not crazy about Solar Power. Just thought the more acoustic direction from her on there didn't really fit her style, and the songwriting was not some of her best stuff. However, her 2017 album Melodrama, right there, in my opinion, is one of the best mainstream pop albums of the 2010s. So yeah, going into Virgin here, it's weird. Like, listening to the singles, I don't know what to think. I think every single, there's been an aspect of it, whether that be the production, whether that be the songwriting, that I've really enjoyed. But not many of them have like strong choruses. Structurally, they're a bit all over the place. So yeah, I feel like they're going to make more sense, hopefully, in context of the record. Without further ado, one of the most anticipated albums of this year. Let's get into it. Track 1 is Hammer, which was probably my favorite single, if I had to pick one. I think this one has like the most interesting songwriting. I think she's really embracing like her sexuality, gender identity. It has a pretty cool beat too. Jimmy Stack is in the mix on a lot of this stuff, who did the last Bon Iver album. So that's cool. Yeah, I like that, like, constant synth. More synths drums come in. It's got a cool build-up. I feel like the second verse is a bit like stream of thoughts thing going on, but not as like focused as that first verse. I will say like it does lack a strong chorus. I wish it had a stronger chorus. This outro's dope though. The background vocals too. That's the opener. I mean, it could be like a nice tone setter maybe. Overall, I like the track. I do wish it maybe had a chorus that was a little bit stronger, and maybe like, I feel like the first verse is a little bit more focused than the rest of the verses. I do think the driving beat is definitely my favorite thing going on about that song. Overall, I like it. Next is What Was That? This was the first lead single. I wasn't crazy about this. This is my least favorite of all the singles. There's some parts of like the electronic pop production I like. In a lot of ways, it seems like classic Lorde, but I feel like when the chorus hits on this, it just doesn't hit with enough oomph, you know? Singing about doing MDMA.
I remember saying then, this is the best cigarette of my life. Well, I want you just like that into your head.
Again, like another one where writing, it just seems not focused. It's a stream of thoughts. This isn't a bad thing. I like this part though. I like the synth. I like that synth. I also just feel like this, I wish this instrumental went a little bit harder. There's some parts of it I do like, but I wish it went harder. I guess with the energy that's on the track, I would prefer a harder beat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think my opinions on this one have really changed. We'll see how it goes into the next track. Like, I like the synth that goes in. I like the refrain of like, what was that? Again, I do feel like the writing isn't really hitting me like it usually does on Lorde's best stuff. I do kind of wish the drums maybe went like a little bit harder. I don't know. Let's see how I feel going into this next track, though. Track 3, first non-single, Shapeshifter. I feel like this album is really gonna embrace sexuality. Seems like a theme on some of the tracks so far.
I've been the eyes, I've been the flame, I've been the prize, won't change.
A little bit break beaty.
Tonight I just wanna fall.
What is that? Is it low strings?
Antique skirt with the voice in my head says, don't let him leave alone.
Delivery. I feel like this instrumental is sounding like it's gonna build up to something, but I feel like it's not going to.
I'll kick you out and pull you in.
Such odd structure too. Strings coming in? Oh shit. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's the build up. Damn. Okay, that ended. strong. I mean, this is gonna be one where I'm really gonna have to go back and read the lyrics of this thing. Because sometimes with the way she was writing here, it was a little bit hard to follow. I mean, overall, it seemed the track was really just like embracing her sexuality and sex. But again, like another one that didn't really have like, it had a chorus, but it wasn't like one that was particularly like normal, I guess. Like it was not a standard chorus. A 10-line chorus here. And a pre-chorus too. And also like the weird delivery she was doing with her vocals was interesting, I guess. I mean, the standout part to me about that track was definitely the outro, for sure. And the build up and the crescendo hit. And vocally, she sounded great. All right, Man of the Year, next track, which I feel the same way, I think. Cool build up, but not a whole lot going on like structurally yet.
Swish mouthwash, jerk off.
Swish mouthwash, jerk off. I mean, yeah, this album is getting sexual for sure. I loved the layered vocals.
How I hope that I
Drums.
remember my gold chain, my shoulders, my face in the light.
Second track in a row that kind of had like a similar crescendo build up. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that as a single. I don't think my thoughts have changed much on it. I think it has a cool build up. I mean, I don't know, like this record so far, at least 4 tracks in, it just seems like lyrically it is pretty focused on what the themes are going to be. Like it really seems like this album is going to be embracing sexuality and like identity and gender identity. But the structures have been so odd so far. Like there's definitely no green light, that's for sure. There's no catchy green light or a homemade dynamite chorus here so far, at least. Track 5, Favorite Daughter. Oh shit. What tracks did Blood Orange do?
It was you in the dark.
Same. Oh, is this a mama song? It's gonna be a mama song.
Now every day the plane takes off, and every night the room fills up with people who are convinced I'm not just some kid faking it for your love.
Whoa.
Cause I'm you had a brother, I look like him. You told us
she's talking about her mom, I'm assuming, right?
he died of a
Or
broken
father.
heart.
Damn.
Room I can't go in, I'm breaking. I still
There's little like slight
find you.
sample hits.
We're just young, cause I'm an actress. All of the medals I
love the vocal part there. Ooh.
get sick. Why'd you have to dream so big? Why did no one listen when you hit the notes?
Fridge?
I'm a good actress. Look at the medals.
Hey.
So you could imagine being the
Best instrumental so far, I think, man. Like, there's actually a great groove to these drums here. And, like, Lorde's vocals are strong. You see that, like, little melody there? Okay, that's my favorite. That's my favorite so far, by far. Everything about it. I mean, instrumentally, it was sick. Drums knocked. Good tempo. The little sample bits that were thrown in there throughout the bridge area. And like writing wise, it seems like it was like kind of like written about either one of her parents, I'm assuming. Either her dad or her mom. But yeah, so a cute little track dedicated to her mom. Quite cute. And instrumentally my favorite by far. So I dig that one. All right, Current Affairs, track 6.
Once I get out on the edge, you spit in my mouth like
Damn.
he's saying a prayer.
Well, damn. Oh, what is that sample?
On the boat, it was pure and true. Then the film came out.
Oh God, is that about the Pamela Anderson sex tape? Oh God. Because I know she had talked about that in her interview. I know that I heard that tape was on a boat.
Watching the tape of their honeymoon. On the
I think
boat,
that's what it's
it was
referencing.
pure and true. My bed is on fire. Mama, I'm so scared. Mama, I'm so
That's the chorus. All right, I feel like this has got to bust out into another crescendo. It feels like it's gonna go there. Maybe not. I like that sample. I don't know. Again, like I feel about that song like I do a lot of the singles A lot of the aspects of it I like instrumentally, the little vocal sample that was thrown in there was really cool. I mean, lyrically, again, really digging into like the sex life there and hookups and things of that nature. But I don't know if she's like being like too direct with it or anything. And I do kind of, even though there were aspects of the instrumental I did kind of feel like it might have been missing something to it. And again, not like a very standout chorus. I feel like this album is gonna need a few listens to really know how I feel, man. All right, next track 7, Clearblue.
Your metal detector hits my precious treasure. I'm nobody's metal detector hits my precious treasure.
That's a kind of beautiful way of saying that, Loki. What a beautiful way to describe sex. Bon Iver?
Bars on my windows, you busting wide open till clearness.
Damn.
So
horny.
I feel you answer my hips moving faster. I rode you till I cried. How's it feel?
Damn. I mean, this is so Bon Iver. So Bon Iver. Weird.
I remember how it feels to be.
Weird moment. I mean, not much of a track, more of like an interlude thing, but I thought it was cool. And some of the ways in which she was describing sex there were interesting. But the vocals were haunting. Definitely gave me a bit of a Bon Iver vibe. Again, Jimmy Stax is in the mix on this record, who produced Bon Iver's last record. So it was cool. It was cool. I mean, not much of a song, but again, it was a cool moment, a little detour, I guess. All right, track 8, GRWM. Wonder what that acronym means. Get ready with me. I mean, I guess that makes sense off the opening lines.
Cause a grown woman.
Another cool sample has thrown in there lately. Whoa. Oh god. Some clunky drums.
Be so impressed. So impressed. Back when the story.
I don't know if I like these drums though. Oh, that part's cool. Man. Another one that kind of just busts out to a crescendo at the end. I'm not mad at it though. Yeah, I mean, that one I think embraced just trying to like growing into your body, I guess. Almost. Yeah, I mean, the themes of this record are definitely consistent, that's for sure. I don't know how I felt about the drums on that track, but like, I liked the build up towards the end. I'm liking the electronic bits throughout. I think there was another part in there that kind of like threw in a little sample too. Again though, like I don't think there's been a song on here that has any type of like chorus that is stand out at all. The structure to this album so far, to the songs so far on this album have been definitely like very non-linear. Broken Glass, track 9. Everyone's hyping this one up. Let's hear it.
But what if it's just broken glass? Spend my summer getting lost in math.
Can I be honest? I'm not really getting the hype on this one. The songwriting, I'm gonna have to. I kind of want to read through because the songwriting is definitely the most interesting part about it. I'm not crazy about this instrumental. Like the instrumental is a bit bare bones. No. I think this one actually has one of the more standout choruses, though. Actually, one of the more standout choruses. But unfortunately, I think this is one of the weaker instrumentals. I don't know, maybe I hear it again, man. This is not a record I'm gonna know my thoughts on. Like I tell you, like at least 3 or 4 listens. Okay. I mean, I definitely like her vocally on there, and I think that one has maybe the strongest chorus so far. Like a chorus that instantly kind of sticks. I think that's the first one. But I don't know. I feel like the instrumental was a little too bare bones for me. Instrumentally, I want to read through this again because I honestly was a little bit lost. I did like that line though of like, I want to punch the mirror to make her see that this won't last. It might be months of bad luck, but if it's just broken glass. All right, track 10. If She Could See Me Now.
In the gym, I'm exercising. All my demons make them keep riding. Yesterday, I lifted your body weight.
Oh, shit. Big body, Lorde. Getting them weights in.
God, if she could see me now.
It's like the first time I heard acoustics on this album.
Oh God, if she could see me now.
All these tracks end on like a really high note for the most part. Sick. All right, I like that one instrumentally too. Like the little, like, I don't know if those were synths at the beginning. What was that? Yeah, I think those were like synth hits. Those were cool. Yeah, that one had a lot of layers instrumentally. And like lyrically, it just seemed like a track about growth. A track about personal growth. I like the bars about her getting her weights up at the gym. I paint my pain out the synthesizer. The bodies move like their spirits inside them. It's kind of a bar. Last track, track 11. David, let's see how it ends off.
If I'd had virginity, I would have given that to. Why was I just young blood to get on tape? Could sing it. So why do we run?
Vocals are really pretty here. Damn, the vocals on the track are great. Ooh. Whoa, not the glitchy not the glitched up vocals. Distortion. Super distorted. Whoa. That's a heartbreaking note to end the album on. What the hell? Why'd that end on such a sad note? It ended on a sad note. I mean, that was one of my favorite tracks, though. Like, I love the distortion on the vocals, and you know, yeah, it's a heartbreaker lyrically. Like, it's a breakup track, and talking about felt like you're being taken advantage of too. Like, okay, so that's the record. Lorde, Virgin. I don't know what to make of this album first listen, to be honest. I'm kind of stumped. I will say, like, thematically and the themes going on in the lyrics, it's all pretty consistent. It seems like Lorde is digging a lot into her sexuality, her identity, gender identity, sexual identity. I would say this is definitely her most personal record lyrically for sure. But, like, this is by no means a traditional sounding pop album. Like, there's not a whole lot of strong choruses on this record. The structures are a bit odd. It's pretty like non-linear, I would say. I do feel like the songwriting could feel a bit all over the place at some points. It just feel like constant like streams of thought. Jimmy Stax on the production, I thought did his thing. It feels like it is back to her kind of more classic sounding electronic pop sound, but not as like grand as a melodrama, more simplistic, but there's also like cool kind of like sample sounds that are thrown in throughout that I think are cool. Or overall, I think I liked it more than I originally thought I was going to. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to listen to this a few times over to know how I'm really feeling on it, and I guess I'll talk to you guys about that when that time comes. And that's pretty much it. If you guys want, you can hit that subscribe button down below. Follow me on all my socials, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon.